This is a video about how to tackle impossibly nasty carpet. I don't even know where to begin with this Audi carpet, but I guess we can start here. Removing the floor mat, and I want to tell you what I can see. There's some dripping coffee stains here that I have a real fear have already been set. And then along the edge of where the floor mat was is ice melt. So you can see that white line right there that is hard as a rock, that black area about an inch thick, completely hard ice melt, and really around the entire ring of where this carpeted floor mat was, there is just nasty ice melt. There's that black over there. There's just so much going on. We've got these coffee stains here, more ice melt there, dark coloring. That's ice melt on my ring finger. Oh, it's stressing me out just looking at all of this grime. And then there's ice melt right along there. I can feel that rough ice melt under my two fingers. Let's have a drinking game. How many times does Nick say ice melt? I want to help you tackle nasty carpets as well. And I want to walk you through my step-by-step process. So here, because I was mobile and didn't have an extra spray bottle, I'm dumping a product called Urine Neutralizer straight onto this ice melt. Usually I would dilute it, I think about 4-to-1. Urine Neutralizer is very low on the pH scale, and usually that ice melt has salt in it, it's alkaline. What you really want to try to do is neutralize that ice melt. You want to use chemistry to your advantage here. I've reached out to the chemists and the professionals who make this product. And you can use distilled white vinegar, right? But it smells worse. This product has a really nice lemon scent, and it also, I'm told, works better on ice melt. It is designed as part of what it does. It neutralizes urine in residential and commercial carpets, but it also works fantastic for ice melt. Once you've got the urine neutralizer in the carpet, I let it dwell for about a minute or so. You start to agitate, and what you're going to start to see is foam. Now, if the ice melt isn't bad, you're going to start removing it with agitation. And that's what we're looking for here, that foaming agitation, trying to feel around in the carpet for that rough ice melt to go away. And when you feel it go away and it just feels like carpet again, you've won. But when you feel that rough ice melt not doing anything after the urine neutralizer, that's when you know you're going to have to go to another step. So I could use a drill brush here, but when I drill brush over the urine neutralizer, it's so foamy that it tends to splatter everywhere. I'm not saying I won't do it or wouldn't do it, but in this case, I'm just using this particular brush. Now, I'm letting the urine neutralizer dwell around the entire edge of the ice melt. This is one of my secret weapons. It's called Release It and Cap Hydrox. It uses hydrogen peroxide to help on browning and certain kind of carpets. I love this product for light colored carpets. Here I'm using it as a pre-treat to try to attack this as a protein stain like blood, because I know there's milk usually in coffee, but coffee's a tannin, and because it goes on hot, sometimes the stain can set. I'm not totally amazing at stain removal, and as you're going to see, we're not going to get perfect results here. But was the customer happy about this? Yeah, he was stoked. He's like, oh, as long as it's better than it was, right? Nobody with this kind of carpet could expect perfection, but we're going to give them about an 80% improvement. So right now, I'm just hitting all these dark spots just because I feel like it, and I know there's so much grime on here with that end cap Hydrox. It uses hydrogen peroxide, so as it dries, it's going to naturally brighten the carpet. So I'm trying to hit every dark spot that I assume is coffee with this particular product. It's not going to give me 100% results. Think of it like sanding car scratches on paint. Sand to improve, not remove. This is not Queen Elizabeth's castle here. This is a nice car, but if you can see the state of things, we know what this customer was willing to live with before. At first, I'm going to try the tamping method. A lot of people use a tamping brush with a white microfiber cloth. My brush is my hand, and the cloth is a blue cloth because that's what I have. Sometimes tamping works. Sometimes it really helps you extract dirt out of the carpet, especially if the carpet is receptive and the stain remover is working in that situation. It'll just extract it right into the cloth. Sometimes I go right for agitation. Sometimes I just go right for the drill brush, or with the rag I go for agitation. Tell me if you're seeing an improvement there. You saw those drips earlier, and it sure looks a lot better already. So I'm giving you a sense of what process I'm using now. Because there was ice melt, I started with the urine neutralizer. I continue to let it dwell as I attack some of these other stains. One approach that I'd like to be really clear about is I'm not introducing steam or hot water extraction first. I want to try to address every spot or stain or issue. I want to remove dry soil first, so I had vacuumed all of this first, used my leaf blower in the moment or your air compressor first, and then I started to attack all these stains. Finally, it is time for steam, because I'm telling you, this ice melt was not going to come out with a brush and urine neutralizer. Steaming ice melt out of carpets can sometimes feel like an eternity, and it probably takes a certain kind of OCD, insane detailer to spend the time I did trying to remove all of the ice melt. I would steam it, and then I'd feel with my fingers, and it wouldn't go anywhere. So I continue steaming, and then you gotta keep going, and then you gotta keep going, and going, and going. I keep feeling in the carpet to see if the ice melt is going away. When it feels like carpet again, I'm good. When it feels hard, like there's a rock embedded in the carpet, I continue steaming. So this is like using a bomb. You're just like trying to bomb the ice melt out of this carpet because it is stuck in there. It is entrenched in there. You are the cannonballs hurtling toward the fortress, and you're trying to break it down blast by blast by blast. And it's going to take a while, but eventually your willpower, your fortitude, you will take those walls down. You will conquer the castle, and you will be a victorious army. How about that, huh? So, what you're going to do next, before we even really clean these carpets, is you're trying to extract the urine neutralizer out of the carpets. And you can actually use lukewarm water. You don't have to have anything in your extractor basin at this point. What you're really trying to do, according to the manufacturers of urine neutralizer, and I've talked to them extensively about this, you're just trying to extract this carpet until there's no more foam. I didn't accomplish this here. As a mobile detailer, my extractor is far less powerful than the one I use in my shop, so I don't love this extractor setup, but it is what it is, right? We have to do what we do in the moment with what we have. Sometimes we have everything we want, sometimes we don't. So you're noticing a lot of foam coming up here. I'm just trying to get all the urine neutralizer out of the carpet. I'm trying to get this to as much of a neutral pH as I can. Now, what I'm doing is using end cap spot. This may seem ridiculously redundant. I'm not sure how logical it is, and I've got links to all these products in the description below. Typically what I'll say is dry soil removal first and then use end cap spot. It's kind of my spotter. I'll find areas of concern and then I'll hit them with a drill brush, right? You can tamp with the microfiber towel, but I like to hit it with a drill brush. Every particular stain that I can find gets the drill brush treatment. You can see the foam kicking around everywhere. That's because I didn't fully extract the urine neutralizer out of this carpet, and that's becoming quite clear to me. Nick, should I mix different brands of products? I wouldn't recommend it. I'm kind of freestyling here, and you'll see the results aren't perfect, so what do I know, right? What do I know? So now we've got foam galore, and we've got a carpet that's probably going to take 42 days to dry. But I got a couple tricks up my sleeve for that, so don't worry about how wet we're getting the carpet, at least for right now. I don't want you putting a pressure washer in here, but for now I think we're going to be all right. So I'm just going to mop up all this foam because my extractor isn't really powerful enough to suck it all up at this point. Again, it is what it is. We're starting to see improvement. Now, with hot water in my bottle, I've mixed up 1 ounce of Biobreak with Citrusol. It is by far the best pre-spray I have ever found, and this is typically where you would start cleaning carpets. It's got all kinds of solvents, surfactants, I don't know, but it breaks down grease, grime, a lot of stains. It's high pH, so you better neutralize this after or it's going to brown on you. But it is fantastic at really going after nasty carpets. So, with Biobreak now on the carpets, we are going to attack these stains. Usually I like to give Biobreak 10 or 15 minutes dwell time, and certainly that's important here, but sometimes in the real world you just You just use the Biobreak, you give it a few minutes, you hit it with the drill brush, and then you try to extract. You're not seeing the time in between all this, so I actually probably did give it 15 minutes. So, I've extracted the Biobreak with hot water, and you're starting to see some results. Now, there are some stains on here that will not go away. Check this out. There's a red stain under that darkness. That's not going to go away. This is my NCAP Hydrox in an NCAP spot bottle, so let's just rewind here. NCAP Hydrox is the hydrogen peroxide cleaner. I have done the hot water extraction here. I've done it, and that is what I'm settling with. Then I'm going to let the NCAP Hydrox dry with air movers and blasting the heat inside this vehicle, and take a look. This is what we're left with. It ain't perfect, but once we put the floor mat on there, I think it looks a whole lot better. So let's go look at the first photo, and then let's look at the after. And if you're average Joe consumer, what do you think about this? Are you going to be happy? I think you are. You guys, I wanted to give you some miracle, some no way he could have done that, he's a hero, he's a genius kind of video. But I think this shows you a little bit more of the real world, the undoctored nature of real detailing. Sometimes you can't get carpets perfect. How many days, how many months, how many years did this gentleman go without having a detailer in his car carpet? That's what we're fighting against. The stepping, the ice melt, the snow, the grinding, the coffee spills, day in and day out. And in a matter of hours, we're supposed to just reverse all of that? Sometimes it's not possible, you guys. So give yourself a break. Hopefully you learned something from my video. I'm going to link up to a video I recently did about the products that I love for carpet cleaning. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. If you have more inquiries about carpet cleaning, there are playlists, videos on my channel. I love this stuff. I'm learning every day. I'm certainly better than I was a year ago, but I'm not as good as I will be in a year. And I hope you guys enjoy the learning process as much as I do. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.